Everett, topping our news tonight. Coronavirus numbers continue to rise across the country. Here in Riverside County, we saw our biggest one-day increase of cases earlier in the week. All this comes as President Trump holds his first campaign rally in 3 months with thousands of people gathering in an arena in Oklahoma. We'll have more on those stories in a bit, but first, Walmart on Monterey Avenue in Palm Desert has been closed as the store undergoes deep cleaning. That's according to the Desert Sun. The store reportedly closed this afternoon at 2 and will reopen Monday morning at 7 a.m. No word on what prompted the closure or whether it's COVID-19 related. We've reached out to Walmart and are waiting to hear back. So far, other Walmart locations remain open. Riverside County public health officials offer some clarity about employees who test positive for COVID-19. Once public health is notified, they begin contact tracing to see who the infected person has come into contact with. This could include other employees at the same business, but not always. Officials say that businesses will not be notified if a worker tests positive unless it's relevant to the investigation. They also say that businesses are not necessarily responsible for reporting a positive case. In tonight's You Ask Me Investigate report, COVID-19 cases are rapidly increasing in the East Valley, and some employees of Fantasy Springs say they're worried about their safety during the pandemic. The tribe has brought in an outside testing company. They say test results should be available in the next day. Our Olivia Sandusky has more.
It's been 2 weeks since Fantasy Springs reopened, and the Cabazon Band of Mission Indians announced they're providing COVID-19 testing for employees through the Brio Clinical Group.
We've been talking about it for a while. They've actually activated and brought us in to make sure, hey, let's keep our people tested, make sure they know exactly what's going on.
Tests will now be given to all 1,100 staff members on a weekly basis. But just before the service began, anonymous employees called into the NBC Palm Springs newsroom, sent Facebook messages and this email expressing concerns that some employees may have already contracted the virus. Resort staff didn't comment on the allegations, but did say the first round of results will be available in 36 hours. Adding some positive cases wouldn't be surprising.
If there is a positive case, and hopefully there's not, but if there is, the hotel casino already has a plan in action. They already have a protocol set, and so they're ready to help someone.
Outside of testing, the resort and casino requires face masks, social distancing, and temperature checks at the door. And a statement from the tribal chairman says they've continued to monitor recent developments, and the health and well-being of our staff and guests has remained our top priority. The tribe has also decided to hold larger concerts and events off until August, but their partners say the new testing process can act as a model for other businesses.
Hopefully, other people are watching. Other people are looking and seeing exactly how this is being done here, and hopefully they'll follow suit. And then we might be able to curb some of those statistics along the way.
Olivia Sandusky, NBC Palm Springs.
We did reach out to Riverside County health officials as well. They tell us they aren't aware of any contact tracing connecting back to any casinos in the Coachella Valley. Remember, if you have a problem or story you'd like us to look into, email us news@nbcpalmsprings.com. You ask, we investigate. Well, anytime you're in public in the state now, you have to wear a mask. Governor Newsom issues the order as numbers keep going up in the state. The new statewide mask rule is enforceable, carrying a misdemeanor charge and possible fines. It's not clear who's going to enforce it, though. We heard this spring from Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco that he would not enforce mask requirements. Take a listen.
So for him to say everybody's going to get arrested with no mask or if you go outside, it's really up to me if that happens, not up to him.
State agencies like OSHA could take action if need be. You're required to wear a covering at work, on public transit and taxis or ride shares, and lines inside or outside, and in hospitals and pharmacies. Let's take a look at our local COVID-19 numbers. The county has stopped updating numbers on weekends, so these are as of Friday. We did see the largest one-day increase of 516 cases earlier this week. There's 12,000 cases in the county, more than 3,100 of those in the Coachella Valley, 410 deaths in the county, 100 of those in the valley. Here's a city-by-city breakdown. Indio continues to have the most cases in the valley with 929. Palm Desert has the most deaths with 29. Tattoo parlors, nail salons, massage spas, and estheticians are the latest businesses to reopen. This as Riverside County moves further into phase 2. Local tattoo businessman Anthony Bernardi says after being closed for 3 months, his team is ready to get back to work. In fact, they're booked out for weeks.
Essentially, it doesn't change a lot for us because it's such a sterile industry to begin with. A lot of the things that will change, as far as the guidelines go, are we're not going to have any guests with you. It's going to be just the client only.
Masks and social distancing will be required inside these businesses. Here's a graphic showing the different stages of reopening for Riverside County. There we go. As you can see, we're currently in accelerated phase 2. All of the businesses in that category are now open. Stage 3 only includes youth and team sports. Stage 4 is at the end of the stay-at-home order. San Diego County reports 8 new COVID-19 outbreaks in the last week. County officials are now pausing reopening. The outbreaks were seen at businesses, restaurants, campgrounds, and homes. County leaders say some of the outbreaks are the result of social gatherings, which are still prohibited. The pause will not impact any businesses that have already opened. And a West Coast gym is offering a unique approach to working out. South Bay Fitness in Redondo created plastic pods to ensure social distancing. Take a look at that. The idea came after the gym ruled out mandatory masks for members. Each pod is constructed of shower curtains and PVC pipes. They say the response to the efforts has been overwhelmingly positive. Everyone wants, a little isolation at the gym. The CDC has some tips on how you can protect yourself from COVID-19 at the beach. Everyone should stay at least 6 feet away from those who you don't live with. Don't share any food, supplies, or toys, and always wear a mask when you're not in the water, of course. Finally, since it may be hard to wash your hands with soap and water, make sure to bring some of that hand sanitizer with you. With that, let's get a check on your AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Mike Everett. Hey, Mike.
Welcome to summer. As of 2:44 this afternoon, we officially crossed over the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. In fact, coming up in the full forecast, we'll talk about how all of that works, going back to some 5th grade science. All you need to know is that today, almost 14 and a half hours of sunlight. Stark contrast to what we experience at the other end of the year, December 21st, when we only have about 10 hours of daylight. Average temperatures then run between about 70, 80 degrees there. This time of year, very different, between about 90 and 107. We're going to push the upper edge of that as we go over the next couple of days. Here's what we're taking a look at. Your AccuWeather forecast is showing the jet stream retreating hastily up towards the north this weekend. So all of those temperatures that we had that were either at or slightly below average this week will dial up as we go into this new week here. It's going to feel like summer, and it's also going to allow some high pressure to build that will dry things out a little bit. That marine layer cloud cover that we saw this week near the mouth of the Banning Pass will disappear. Next 3 days brought to you by Comfort Air. Features temperatures that will be well above average on Father's Day, and it looks like we warm up going into this new week ahead. Details in your full forecast are also ahead.
All right, thank you, Mike. Movie theaters across the country are beginning to reopen. Regal Cinemas plans to start opening theaters next week, with all theaters to be open by July 10th. AMC says it plans to reopen 600 movie theaters next month, with all theaters open by July 24th. All major theater groups have said they will require masks. This comes after AMC said it would not require masks, but quickly backtracked after public backlash. The Mary Pickford Theater in Cathedral City reopened its doors and is currently the only choice for moviegoers right here in the Valley. Our Nico Payne got a look inside at what people can expect.
Yes, people will still be able to get their popcorn and nachos, but the theater is limiting capacity and asking people to try and book in advance. Movie theaters are one of the latest businesses to reopen across the country, but as customers return, they'll find a different experience than they're used to.
We're at 25% capacity, and that's if we sell out. Right now, things are still running pretty slow. A lot of people don't realize we're open yet.
As part of that 25% capacity, certain seats will be off limits to enforce social distancing.
If you do have a group, you can sit together, but there has to be spacing between that and the next group. Masks
will also be required throughout the theater. The only time you can take face coverings off is when seated.
It protects us, it protects each other, our guests, our people, but then also this is what the governor has ordered us, so we don't really have a choice in the matter. It's not a political statement or anything, it's a safety function, and that's just it.
Moviegoers say they are excited to get back in the theater and looking forward to making plans for Father's Day.
I found out yesterday that Mary Pickford was open, so I came on down. I got tired of watching Netflix. No offense to Netflix.
It's been terrible to not have any place to go. My wife and I were hoping that you would be open for Father's Day, so it's going to be a special treat for us to come out tomorrow.
The theater has also introduced new pricing and is offering an incentive for buying in advance.
If you buy the tickets online from our website, everything's $5, doesn't matter what time, what movie. Do buy it here, however, it is a $6 charge. So again, we're trying to get people online as much as possible.
With not many releases out right now, the theater will be featuring some older classics, including Grease, Footloose, and Beverly Hills Cop, just to name a few. I'm Nico Payne. Back to you.
Love that. Love Footloose. All right. The Palm Springs Cultural Center is adapting their movie theater after coronavirus forced it to shut down. They'll begin showing drive-in movies. A movie will be shown every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday after dark. They don't have specific dates yet, but said they will be coming soon.
It's going to get some good comedies going on and give people just a good place to come and have fun and support the arts. We're not going to solve any of the world's problems, but we're going to give everybody a 2-hour break from them. If you can't get people to the movies, you bring the movies to them.
Andy Samberg's new film, Palm Springs, will open at the Drive-In Theater on July 10th. You can find more information at psculturalcenter.org. Coming up after the break, President Trump holds his first campaign rally in 3 months, despite lingering concerns about coronavirus spreading through those large crowds. Plus, as states reopen, rent and eviction freezes are about to be lifted. We meet renters who may be forced to pay months of back rent while still being unemployed.
Ahead for us, a tale of two very different Tulsas, the city divided, and weighing in on the president's massive rally there. Plus the debate about tearing down historic monuments and big changes at water parks and public pools. Those stories and more on Nightly News.
I want to be happy, happy, happy. I want to be happy, happy, happy. I want to be, I gotta be, I'm gonna be happy.
Make time spent at home more comfortable with Mathis Brothers. We have all your home essentials covered. Mattresses, recliners, outdoor dining, bedroom, and of course the state's largest selection of living room furniture. Many of us are sheltering in place but weren't fully prepared and have a need for furniture. Mathis Brothers is here to help. You'll find those necessary and essential items to shelter in place at your furniture leader, Mathis Brothers.
We've always put safety first. And we always will. For people. For the future. And there has never been a summer when it's mattered more. Wherever you go, summer safely. Get 0% APR financing for up to 5 years on select models and exclusive lease offers.
We're all doing our part by staying at home. That could mean an increase in energy bills. You can save by using a fan to cool off, unplugging and turning off devices when not in use, or closing your shades during the day. Stay well and keep it golden.
CVS Health is now offering no-cost drive-thru COVID-19 testing at select CVS pharmacy locations. Tests are available by appointment only at the drive-thru window. Results will be available in 2 to 4 days. Visit cvs.com to find testing locations, determine eligibility, and schedule an appointment.
President Trump is in Tulsa tonight for his first campaign rally since the onset of the coronavirus pandemic. It's a highly controversial visit during the Juneteenth weekend. And with positive tests for COVID-19 spiking in the city and across Oklahoma, Jay Gray is in Tulsa with the latest.
Early, It's as much street fair as political rally. Food trucks and vendors, thousands here.
$5 or 3 for 10.
Putting their money on President Trump.
We need to let them know that it's okay to have our freedom of speech. We can come out here and we can support our president. I mean, he's great. He wants to make this country great again, and I support him 100%.
The core of the city is locked down. Police and National Guard troops standing watch and getting unsolicited help from a handful of locals.
You see in different cities where people have been pushed around, where people have allowed lawlessness to occur, and you're not gonna see that here. You're not gonna see that here. We're not gonna allow that to happen here.
As thousands move through the gates to the arena, they're handed face masks. A private vendor is giving away full shields, but few seem to be wearing them. In a city showing a spike in positive COVID-19 tests, and on the heels of the Trump campaign announcing 6 advance team staffers have tested positive for the virus.
The virus is definitely a risk, but in the past several weeks, we've seen many different groups take risks to come out in great groups to, protest their cause, and so we're just another group like that.
There are signs of protest in the crowd.
You had a ticket, right?
Yes. Yes.
This woman, wearing an I Can't Breathe t-shirt, pulled out by Tulsa police. Tensions high ahead of the president's first campaign rally in more than 3 months. Jay Gray, NBC News, Tulsa.
All right, we're taking a live look now from our Walter Clark Highway 111 cam. Mike's got a look at your full forecast when we come back.
I run an athletic program at a youth detention facility.
It's motivating young people to make better choices in life.
Becoming a Titan will show them that anything's possible. I'm living proof that there's a way out.
It's quite emotional. The Titan Games, Monday on NBC.
Special guest Eric Stonestreet drops by AGT for a head-turning, high-flying surprise.
My jaw was on this table.
Got Talent, Tuesday on NBC.
We're living in uncertain times, but as Californians, we'll get through this together. If your income has been reduced or you've lost your job or your health insurance due to the coronavirus crisis, Covered California is here. We can help you find the health insurance you need to protect you and your loved ones. And you may even get financial help to pay for your health insurance. So if you or someone you know is without coverage, visit coveredca.com to learn more or enroll today.
When you think of a bank, you think of people in a place. But when you have the Chase mobile app, your bank can be virtually any place. So when you get a check, you can deposit it from here. And you can see your transactions and check your balance from here. You can detect suspicious activity on your account from here. And you can pay your friends back from here. So when someone asks you, where's your bank? You can tell them, here's my bank. Or, here's my bank. Or, here's my bank. Because if you download and use the Chase mobile app, your bank is virtually any place. So visit chase.com/mobile.
Sunshine on a cloudy day. You say what can make me feel this way, my girl.
Room for 7 and much, much more. The first ever GLB. Get 0% APR financing up to 36 months on most models and 90-day first payment deferral on any model.
All right, we're taking a live look from our Agua Caliente Casino cam. Beautiful views out there. Let's flip to the other end of the valley. Gosh, it's gorgeous for this Father's Day weekend. Mike's got a look at your forecast.
We were talking about it earlier. We're talking about it again. Welcome to the first day of summer. We officially crossed over the summer solstice at 2:44 this afternoon. What that made was the longest day of the year. We were talking about that earlier. A little bit of the science behind it. Now, the path that we make around the sun, of course, I'm sure you know, is elliptical. See how it's shaped like a football? So during certain portions of the year, we're closer and further away from the sun. Well, what's interesting about this is that we are the exact same distance right now that we are during the December solstice. So what's the difference? Well, it all has to do with the tilt of the Earth. Remember, going back to 5th grade science, we are at a 23.5-degree tilt. And what that means is that during the summertime, we're tilted towards the sun. It makes us warmer, it makes the days longer. Conversely, during the wintertime, we're tilted away from the sun, makes the days shorter and keeps us cooler. And it's exactly the opposite of what they experience in the southern hemisphere. So places like Australia and Chile experience winter when we experience summer and vice versa. Go tell your friends. Here's what we're looking at in the big picture. There is a system punching into the Pacific Northwest here, but as we saw earlier, the jet stream is going to keep that well away from us, allowing that high pressure to build across the southwest and keeping anything that's trying to come in our direction away from us and keeping us hot and dry. You'll see temperatures bumping up well above average. 103 is the norm for this time of year, so we'll be anywhere between about 5 and 7 degrees above average as we go over the next couple of days here. We'll get some onshore breezes in the afternoon, and that will give us some welcome relief. Temperatures across North America tomorrow, summery. We're going to see 82 in New York, 79 Toronto, some upper 80s and muggy in Miami, 108 in Phoenix. They're in the same boat we're in. And we'll see some upper 60s and lower 70s all the way up and down the West Coast. We'll start off in the 70s. Mid 70s is where we start the day on Sunday. We'll see those temperatures booming up into that 108 to 110 range. Look at that, 108 in Palm Springs, 110 down towards Indio. Low triple digits up towards Joshua Tree and some upper 70s towards Big Bear. Your Comfort Air 7-day forecast shows those temperatures warming. It looks like we'll peak on Tuesday and Wednesday in the 110 range, and then we'll back it off slightly as we go towards next weekend.
What's up, everyone? I'm Taylor, and this week's Weekly Rundown is super special. We are honoring the class of 2020, so who better to have help me with that than the awesome graduates themselves? I'll be joined by students from each of our Valley school districts, and we'll hear from students from across the Valley. You won't want to miss it, so tune in to the Weekly Rundown this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on
NBC Palm Springs. Class of 2020.
Woo!
Summer vacation isn't canceled, just relocated. Let Holland RV help you find a new or pre-owned gas or diesel RV or towable for your next adventure. Holland carries top brands with an extensive inventory. Holland RV Centers in Palm Desert or hollandrvcenters.com.
Here's what we want everyone to do. Count all the hugs you haven't given, all the hands you haven't held, all the dinners you didn't share with friends, the trips you haven't taken. Keep track of them. Each one means one less person vulnerable, one less person exposed, and one step closer to a healthier community. So for now, keep your distance, but don't lose count. We'll have some catching up to do.
Here at our practice, we use innovation and genuine compassion to care for our patients, offering the best in cosmetic, implant, and general dentistry in a relaxed environment. We work with our caring and skillful staff to ensure the highest quality of care. As a father-son practice, we're able to use our combined experiences to achieve comfort and satisfaction for everyone we treat, because we strive to put our patients first. Visit us today at palmdesertsmiles.com.
Swing into the season at Bernie's in Rancho Mirage.
Summer vacation isn't canceled, just relocated. Come by and experience the Newmar difference of luxury gas and diesel coaches. Now's the time for incredible savings on new and pre-owned RVs for your next adventure. Only at Holland RV Centers in Palm Desert.
It's a devastating consequence of the economic slowdown as states reopen. Freezes on rent and evictions are beginning to expire, and people will be faced with repaying months of back rent. Vanessa Yurkovich explains.
Kiana Ashley is being evicted, and a nightmare is unfolding for her and her 5-year-old son, Nazir.
That's something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, because not knowing where you're going to rest your head at for the next day, that's not good.
Up to 23 million Americans are at risk of eviction by the end of September. It's a housing crisis in the making.
There's not really many options out here for us, when it comes to trying to find a place during this pandemic.
Renters in 42 states have been protected under eviction moratoriums, postponing rent payments as the economy stutters due to COVID-19. But 40% of those moratoriums have lifted, and more than 45 million Americans are still without a job.
The United States can expect an avalanche of evictions that will impact the entire community and have a cascade of additional losses, everything from financial well-being to health to housing opportunities across the country.
Ashley has a Section 8 voucher, making her search for affordable housing more difficult. She's one of 50 million people who live in rentals in the U.S., experiencing job or income loss because of the pandemic, with people of color taking the brunt of it.
Eviction disproportionately affects communities of color and women with children at the highest levels. Black households are more than twice as likely to be evicted as white households. So it's significant impact that we're going to have here.
And that could lead to record homelessness. The Coalition for the Homeless in New York City says its mobile soup kitchens have seen a 100% increase in need.
We've never seen anything like this. And again, we know that this isn't the end. It's not even the middle. This is only the beginning of the crisis to come.
The HEROES Act, passed by the House but stalled in the Senate, would provide $100 billion in rental relief, including a national moratorium on evictions, keeping people like Ashley out of shelters. She's been there before with her son and doesn't want to have to go back.
No child deserves to have to go through an experience like that, but that's a very big fear of mine, because just going through the process of a loophole of being denied and not knowing where you're going, it's not a good feeling.
That was Vanessa Yurkovich reporting. We'll be right back.
It is said there's nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come. Perhaps the time has come to fully realize the dream upon which this great country was founded: equal justice under the law.
You want a great-looking car?
We say yes!
You want great reliability?
I've had Toyota since 1998, and I keep coming back to the folks at I-10 Toyota because they're the best.
You want great service?
We say yes!
You want a great deal?
Not only have we purchased several vehicles here, they gave us amazing deals.
And you want it fast?
We say yes!
And you will too. Lease a brand new 2020 Toyota Highlander for only $369 per month. Say yes to Express and get our best deal ever fast.
This is where we live. This is where we work, raise our families, grow our food, build our lives. Lately, our way of life has changed, but one thing has stayed the same. Our community has been there to support us and keep us strong, supporting local businesses, educating ourselves on what's really going on, and lending a helping hand. With the strength of our community, the Greater Coachella Valley Chamber of Commerce is here for you.
We're revving up our engines and shifting from park to drive. Hi folks, Cher Lichtman here, Mike Thompson RV. A lot has changed recently, including travel and recreation. But what hasn't changed is our commitment to customer delight. Cathedral City Mike Thompson RV is here and now open, ready to restart your adventure.
We've always put safety first. And we always will. For people. For the future. And there has never been a summer when it's mattered more. Wherever you go, summer safely. Get 0% APR financing for up to 5 years on select models and exclusive lease offers.
Get real help by calling the Sevens. That's the Walter Clark Legal Group, the top-rated firm that performs. We return your phone calls and give you the no-fee guarantee. Call the Sevens.
NBC Palm Springs salutes the class of 2020. Presented by Outdoor Living Concepts.
Dear class of 2020, this is not the way I imagined giving out my speech, nor the way I'm sure you imagined receiving one. I don't want to make this speech revolve around COVID-19, but I will acknowledge it. Yes, it has affected us, but we are so much more than the class that didn't get a graduation over a pandemic. What I can say is we are strong. We've learned to adapt through a rough patch despite the unknown. I wish to speak on some subjects I hope you can all take into consideration. Although our current lives are on hold, the inevitable is bound to happen. We have or will become adults, which means assuming the responsibility of one. I believe it is very important you all know you have a voice, which is a powerful thing to own because many don't have the right to one. In a few months, there will be a presidential election. It will be the first election that most of us will have the chance to participate in. I encourage all of you to please educate yourself on the matter and vote. Let's show them this land is still fruitful with the success we are bound to encounter.
Congratulations, class of 2020, from NBC Palm Springs and Outdoor Living Concepts.
I am so impressed by all of these students. We continue to play these every single day, and it's just so great to see the future right there. All right, the news continues now with Nightly News. We're back here in 30 minutes on NBC Palm Springs. See you then.